Aloha and welcome to Hawaii Preppers Network 808. Now, it's kind of hard not to see what's going on. You can't unsee everything that's happening nationally as well as globally, economically and geopolitically. What does that tell you? Well, I know it tells me to always be prepared. Always be in that state of preparedness, no matter what happens. Now, I'm seeing a lot of things going on out there. Checking out different social media platforms, be it Instagram, TikTok. I'm not really on Facebook, but I'm keeping abreast, updated, seeing how things are going, seeing how people's mental awareness is going on, and crazy stuff, just a lot of crazy stuff. I see and hear a lot of people complaining, crying about how expensive things are relating to inflation, the price of food, their rent, property taxes, just a lot of things just hitting the fan with everyone. That is why we prepare. That is why we do the things that we do as preppers, so that we are not caught up in everything like how we see everyone else is caught up in everything. I see a lot of videos showing a lot of individuals just basically losing it. And you know, when you think about it, when you lose it, when you've lost pretty much everything, you basically have nothing to lose. I know prices are up there and pretty much going higher and higher. So what do? We go out, we get the things that we need, of necessity. We see things coming at us 24/7 with no end in sight. We also see the prices going higher and higher. So we get the things that we need now, because knowing later, which might be the next day, next week, next month, the prices are just going to skyrocket. And it's been skyrocketing all over the place. So you get what you can. Now, I know funds are kind of tight with everyone, people losing their jobs. Like I said before, things in your home that you're not using, get rid of it, sell it, generate that extra income so that you can afford to get the things that you need that are necessary preparedness wise. Now, if you know how to grow things, start growing. If you don't know how to grow things, there's a lot of tutorials on here. Just look it up. You know, if you don't have the tools, there's other sites that you can look into. Craigslist. I don't know if they still got Craigslist around, but that's one. Facebook Marketplace is another. You know, you need to do your due diligence and do your homework and research things out. You know, people that have things that are getting rid of things that might be necessary preparedness wise for you, hook up with them. See if you can perhaps barter something. You don't necessarily need to utilize funds that you may not have. If you can barter with them, barter with them. That's the easiest thing for you to do. Now, food wise, if you have open markets, food pantries in your area, maybe slightly outside of your area, look into those, because there are many and several in a lot of locations, a lot of areas. You just need to do the research and look into it so that that can help you out food wise as well, especially if you're running low on funds. You're gonna need to realize and come to that realization that no one's going to be able to help you but you yourself. The systems in place aren't really meant to help any of us. So that just is a huge indication and sign for you to get up and do something about it. Take control of your situation as much as you possibly and capably can. I know some things are way out of our control. Those things you just got to be able to let them go. Just set them free, let them loose, surrender them. Just forget about it. Don't be worrying about all these things that you have zero control over, because that'll get you nowhere. You'll waste a lot of time just worrying about it. I would always tell people, worrying is like a rocking chair. It keeps you doing something, but gets you going nowhere. So always remember that. Now, if you got sales in your area, discounts, keep a lookout for those. Keep on top of it, especially when money is tight and money is low. If you use coupons, use them in full force, and doing that as well. I think there's apps out there. I don't use any of the apps, but I'm sure many people do use the apps to find great deals, get discounts, coupons digitally. Utilize all of that to your advantage to, pretty much build on that prepping essential items that you and your family will need. Now, there's something else I wanted to touch bases on. Seniors. Okay, seniors. I'm a senior already. There's many seniors out there that do prepare as well. I'm not sure how often they prepare, but I was thinking, man, this is something that nobody really thinks about. It's like as you get older, things start to shift and change for you, be it physically, mentally, emotionally. Those things you got to really keep tabs on, especially when it comes to your health. You need to make sure that you're in the right place, your mind, your state of mind, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and all of that. Because nobody really thinks about, as they age, how challenging things can become. And since I'm senior there, don't think I don't think about these things. These things always kind of like float across my head, and I'm like, yeah, okay, don't sidetrack here. But I'm just trying to be realistic here. We're all gonna get up there one day, and a lot of us it's sooner than later. And I've watched several seniors preppers videos for years, and I've noticed and I've seen some of them have moved on, meaning have gone to the great big Rainbow Bridge, and that kind of, it kind of leaves a shock to you, and it kind of reminds you of your mortality, and those things that you need to prepare for. Preparing for when you go, and your things, where they'll go, if you have a will, if you have a trust. That's another part of preparedness that I believe is really important for a lot of us. So it's something to really look into. And if you're not even, older or up there in age, I still believe that it's really important for not just you, but your family as well. Because if something does happen to you or somebody in your family, you're going to need to plan for these things and know what to do in the event that something occurs like that, or maybe something more debilitating where the individual is incapacitated and can't really do anything, but still is surviving. So that's something to really think about and look into. But I think this is about it, guys. So let me know what you think. Leave your comments. I really appreciate all of my new subscribers as well as my following subscribers. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Aloha.